Welcome, one and all, to the Race Spec PS Pacific Saturday Endurance penultimate race of the season, and we are here in Portimao, Portugal. And this is a 4.6 kilometer track with 30 meters of elevation changes around the circuit, 15 high-speed corners, 2 long DRS zones, plenty of upper-chaking opportunities. Some describe it as a roller coaster type track. And with me today, I have the supercalifragilistic Tent Sandals. Hey, Tent, how are you doing?
Doing fantastic as always. I'm very keen for this race. Yeah, I'm just keen again. We're at Portugal. It should be a good race. I reckon it will.
You like me, no doubt, love this track too.
I love it for the spectacle of the race, and I think it's a good overtaking and racing track. But sitting down doing time trial or something, I'm not the biggest fan.
A few things happening tonight in terms of the grid. Banana Cake Pie in the chat already. This guy was with us last week in the combox, so go check out that race from last week. We were having a talk to him if you haven't already seen that. But yeah, plenty of fresh faces today in the grid, and we have also, very importantly, a full grid tonight. Maybe Tent, you want to catch us up while the first cars are coming onto the track?
Definitely, I've been scribbling down really quickly again. We have, a lot of cars. So I want to start off by saying we got Scotty back. Scotty's come into reserve again tonight. He left after having the 2 tiers combined, as he figured he was just doing a bit too much racing. So he's in the Alpha Tauri. We've got Miller in the Alpha Tauri as well, alongside Scotty. We've got Karma in the McLaren. Alongside him is Lane in the McLaren. He will be joining us in the combox tonight. So we'll ask him some questions and you get to know him. We have got Will in the Red Bull, a very quick driver. We should see him near the front of the grid, fighting a lot of our fast boys such as Plebs and BP. We've also got Jackie Perez in the Ferrari, I believe. No, I've got that wrong. What have I written down? I can't read it.
Ferrari. I thought that was
he
was in the Ferrari.
Yeah, he was, but he changed. He is currently in, if I can find his name, which I can't for some reason.
Who, Jackie Perez?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in the Red Bull, I believe.
Red Bull. So he's alongside Will in the Red Bull then. We've got Roscoe in the Haas, reserving as well. Glorious Noodle in the Mercedes. Honest Crook in the Ferrari. And Prezzo, as we just said, in the Ferrari.
Hey, good timing. You can take us through a lap with Ventani. He's just started now on the medium tyre.
Alrighty then, we've got Ventani just starting a lap on the mediums. Medium's not going to have as much grip. Where are we currently? Turn 3, we're coming across. In turn 4, can lose the rear end a lot. Doesn't shift up as early as what I would have. But now we've got another long straight, a DRS straight. Won't see many overtakes, but we're coming into turn 5. Got to get the car rotated super well as he does. Doesn't lose the rear end at all, which is beautifully done. Turn number 6 now, coming in turn number 7. Very quick turn. Gonna have to lift here on those mediums. Now turn number 8, can lose the rear end super easily through here. Beautifully done though, no rear end school at all. G-Force Zach, a bit of traffic there unfortunately. Turns number 10 and 11, a couple of different weird lines that you can take through here. He decides to take a very tight line and loses the rear end, is in the wall, does not DNF. Very lucky there, that was very close.
Jesus, that was, I'm impressed that he kept it out of the, well, he didn't keep it out of the wall, but kept it intact. That was pretty incredible there. But yeah, as you're just saying, low grip. It's a bit overcast too, maybe some lower temperatures track-wise. But yeah, all the boys starting to head out on the track. And yeah, kept you busy. Got you all warmed up there because it is pretty cold here in Australia at the moment. I don't know what it's like over where you are, but it's certainly chilly where I am.
Yeah, it's a bit freezing, but who else was on the lap?
Plenty of people, but you did touch upon there earlier, Lane there in the McLaren. He's going to be with us in the combox in a few moments' time. We'll just let him sort of get settled in. Yes, we'll have a chat to him in a few moments. But yeah, just keeping an eye on what we've got. A couple of guys setting the laps, a couple of respectable times coming out on the board. Some 17s there, very, very healthy lap times. Ford is not here this week. As you mentioned earlier, being replaced by Glorious Noodle, and that could have an impact in the standings. It's getting very, very spicy, and we'll be going through those also a little bit later when it settles down for you guys. Who else have we got going out on laps here? Vengeance there, putting it into P1 at the moment, and plenty of guys out on the medium tyres too, so a bit of strategy going on there. What do you reckon? Mediums is the way to go, or?
I jumped into a Grand Prix earlier, and it gave me a soft medium. So I'm not too sure though. Still reckon maybe a soft medium could be possible, but I'm sure we'll see plenty of safety cars, so it won't really matter.
Yeah, and it's a bit dangerous around here as well with the DNFings. You know, if you're going backwards or off track slightly, it can give you that instant disqualification, which is something definitely you want to avoid. There's Wombat, our race victorious from last week, puts it in P4 there on the medium tyre, a couple of tenths ahead of his teammates. Those two Aston Martin boys are doing a cracking job with consistency, and they're actually on equal points at the moment, which is so it'll be interesting to see who wins out in that battle there.
Yeah, very intriguing, but Mighty Wombat has just been on form at the moment. He, as you mentioned, race winner of Endurance from last week, was beautifully driven, and yeah, only 4 tenths off of pole time at the moment on those mediums. He could be another contender tonight, as yeah, his pace has just got real quick all of a sudden.
All right, so you know what? Let's bring Lane into the combox now, as he's just coming into the pits there, and so that should give him a breather. Lane, are you there?
Hello, Blackman. Hello, Ten. It's nice to be here.
Oh, fantastic to hear your voice. Lane did an excellent job a couple of weeks ago covering for us as I was away, and so we are ever grateful for that from him. But do you want to just start off by just telling us a little bit about yourself? You know, how long you've been a race spec, and what are you doing, and in terms of the racings and everything?
Well,
yeah,
my position in Race Spec is an admin for the league. I am a admin for the broadcasting side of the league, so I help manage the streams and the commentators and whatnot with the assistants. Well, actually, I provide the assistance to Roscoe. He does a lot more of the heavy lifting than what I do on that side of the business. But I've been with Race Spec for some time now. I joined, it would have been midway through 2020, I'd say. It's been a while since I've been a part of Race Spec. I've been league racing for a fair bit before that point. In F1 2019 when I initially started. I was a racing driver back then, but I eventually turned myself into a commentator thanks to an opportunity given up to me back in November 2019. But yeah, I've been commentating ever since. It's been a long journey, but now I'm doing commentary for Pacific Tier 1, I do Pacific Elite as well as America Series. I've been doing that for some time. But, I do driving every now and then on F1 games, but nowhere near as much as what I used to.
Oh, that's fair enough. And speaking of driving, do you got a wheel or are you on controller?
On controller, I've been on controller since day one, and I will continue to be on controller for the foreseeable future anyway.
Fair enough. But yeah, it's a rarity. I don't think I've ever seen you race on track, so this will be a bit of an exciting one to watch. You're in the McLaren today,
yeah.
But what's your go-to in terms of the team?
Oh, go-to? Usually Williams. It was the first team I ever raced for in league racing, all the way back in 2019. And it's the team I most commonly associate myself with. I also drove a fair bit for Racing Point as well, particularly in Race Spec. And I have a bit of a history with McLaren that goes a long way back to another league I used to be a part of. I used to create this McLaren curse as a commentator. Every time I look at one, something bad happens.
Oh no!
It was my first proper instance of the commentator's skill. So me and McLaren, yeah, we got history. So.
But so you say Williams. So you're a Russell fan. Obviously, he's not in Williams anymore. But
I usually drove in the other seat. To be quite honest, I drove as Kubica back in 2019. Then in 2020, I always Latifi man. Goat Tiffy. He's a goat.
Oh yeah, he's not doing very well at the moment though, is he?
No, no. They're minor blemishes.
Minor blemishes.
That's more than that. No, nothing to do with it. It's okay. There's only been several accidents. It's all right. It's okay.
Only several, just a handful, small handful.
A handful, yeah.
But Portugal. Let's talk about Portugal. How do you enjoy the Portugal?
I don't. To be brutally
No.
well, I'm not at the moment. The car setup is not working with me. The back end does not want to cooperate. Maybe the track temp has something to do with it because it's quite overcast at the moment. The track temps are a bit lower compared to perfect conditions that you get in time trial. But yeah, the back end does not want to cooperate at all through the middle section.
You're a bit locked in now, I'm guessing, because you've just done a lap, so you're a bit stuck with the angles that you're running.
Yeah, I've got 8-9 wings, transmission 85-50. You know,
I guess you could turn that front wing down a little bit to try and balance. That's the only suggestion I could have for you, really, now that we've done a lap. But you're gonna have to stick with that. What's the weather looking like, actually?
It should be clear all the way through the race.
Oh, okay.
We
No
can't see
excitement.
any of that interference whatsoever during the race.
Are you gonna jump on track any time in the not so distant future?
Maybe. I'm currently looking at the leaderboard and seeing how epically far behind I am.
It's not too bad. You're just
I'm 6/10 off Prezzo. What do you mean? I'm 16th.
Yeah, but that was your banker, right? You've only done one lap.
Oh, yes, true, but still, it's not a pleasant sight to see.
No, it's not. That's usually where I find myself. Yeah, you might be. You think about maybe taking us for a hot lap on board with you.
Oh, I suppose I could.
We won't push you. If you're not keen.
6 minutes left. I might as well try and do something, eh?
You'd hope so. There's a couple of guys still left there. They're fighting it. They're pretty close to the top of very close to the top end of the board there.
Very impressive.
Yeah. So, well then, we might. Where are you targeting today? What would you be happy with?
Finishing?
Yes.
First of all.
Finishing.
Top 10 would be nice. I would really like a top 10. This race, I reckon it's going to be a bit of a race of attrition. There are plenty of areas here where you can be caught out.
Oh, yeah.
Plenty of traction zones that don't offer a lot of traction. So, yeah, 66 laps around here. It's going to take a while. We're probably going to see a few safety cars as well. So I'm just hoping to make the right calls when they come out and stay out of trouble. Those will be my main goals for the race.
ACW in the chat there. Lane being interviewed. How the tables have turned. How the turn have tables. Yes, he is. If you got any questions for Lane, we're happy to ask him away. But we might cut off this interview shortly, as we're going to probably focus on the closing stages of this qualifying section. So Lane hot lap. I know. That's what we want to see. Lane hot lap, but he's still in the pits. He's being sly. He's being coy.
I'm being cool. I don't know.
All right, you know what? We'll stop teasing and torturing you, Lane. But we'll keep you hanging around there just in case we've got any safety car drama throughout the race, and we might go to you then and see how you're doing. But either way, for now, thank you for joining us in the Combox, Lane. It was an absolute pleasure to have you.
No, it's been nice to join up. And I'm sure if we have any safety cars, we might continue our little chat during the race too. So.
Indeedy. All right. Well, yes, we'll leave you. We'll leave you for now, and hopefully, well, we'll see. We might see you later on in the race. Thanks once again. Alrighty. So, what's been happening? Lots of times and lots of very close times. It is crazy stacked at the moment.
Yeah, as you just mentioned, yeah, some very close times. Where are we? We are 1st to 15th, I think it is within a second almost. So yeah, very, very close times at the moment. Mighty Wombat putting it on pole at the moment again. So obviously showing that he has actually got some very quick pace and wants to win another race. We also have Karma sitting in 2nd, who is doing extremely well as well. And then G4 Zach obviously coming out of the shadow tonight with no with no Ford, so hopefully trying to pick up some good points tonight. Scotty, first race back after a long time, sitting in 4th as well. We did see a prompt pop up earlier, which was a glitch that said he got the fastest lap while Karma was still ahead of him in the timesheet. Thank you, this game is always beautiful. Banana Cake Pie sitting in 5th, I'm sure he's beautifully happy with that. Still no times though from Ventani and Will. I don't even know if they've come out of the pits yet. I've been trying to keep an eye on it, but there's just so much action on track today with a full grid, so it's been a bit hard to follow.
Yeah, Lane there just backed out of his lap by the looks of it. He was about to wind up when I was going to sit on board there, but he's just backed out of that one, so he's going to be going around again. Only 3 minutes left in this session now. I think we're going to see a lot of the drivers heading out now, especially, like you said, those guys who have not set a lap, such as Ventani after that misdemeanor earlier on that medium tyre, almost ending his qualifying session into the wall there. But yeah, just this is great to see. And there, Vengeance, they're popping into pole in a minute. Alfa Romeo looking strong there with a 16.2. Fantastic lap from there. But Scotty, he's been away for a while. And look at him straight out of the box there, just putting in those purple sectors, and once again just gone a little bit quicker there with that time that he's got on the board too. Jackie Prez there is that retiring in the pit lane, I believe. He thinks he's done and dusted for the session. Who else? We've got Miller is unfortunately invalidated on that previous lap, but Lane's coming back around again, and the sunshine starting to break through the clouds here. Tyres bit easier to get up to temperature. Let's have a look how Lane goes down into T1, braking just before that 50 meter board, flaking it in. It's all about the track limits and how much speed can you carry through the first couple of corners, get this apex nicely hooked up, and then the car turned back around up the hill. Very tricky on the traction as the light goes rear onto the first DRS straight of the lap. His fuel light is blinking away there, all the energy being deployed. Hard braking, so probably a bit too much of the curb, and that's done him for this lap. Invalidated too much of that curb, unfortunately. Who else have we got coming around here? We've got Ventani about to take on his first layer. All the cars now heading onto the track. Just a few boys left in the pit lane at the moment with under 2 minutes left in this track. Very busy into turn 1 there. I think maybe someone was blocked there. I don't know if you saw that tent there.
Yeah, I saw Miller have a spin coming through turn number 14. He went down the grass hill as well. Very lucky not to get DNF for going backwards on track there.
Yeah, there's a bit of everyone out on the track at the moment. Very, very busy. There's cars trying to let other cars by. Look at that, down into turn 5 there. Just don't want to get tripping over each other on these laps there. Most of them on the loud lap, but a couple of them on their flying laps, such as Ventani, who's squirming up the hill. Very tricky on the traction in that section, and I think we'll be saying that a lot throughout these, throughout this the next hour and a half that we have here in this endurance race, because there's a lot of tricky traction zones with the elevation changes. And yeah, look at that, cars overtaking each other in qualifying, just trying to find the positions, as Ventani once again, as I cut off there just for a second, just lost traction and almost went round. I think he's going to be okay though to start on another lap. It's going to be tricky with the energy though, because you cannot really do 2 flying laps in a row around here, so he's going to have to go again. Who else have we got coming here? I think Plebs is just no, Plebs is halfway through this thing. Is Zach about to start on a lap, so we'll keep an eye on him. There's cars off the track too. It's all happening here.
Yeah, very tricky track, especially in qualifying with everyone pushing as hard as possible. Bit surprising to see less cars DNF though.
Yeah, that's great to see, really, at this stage. But yeah, their Ferrari up in P3 there. Good spot for him. Also, Alex has moved up into P2 on the front row in the Mercedes. I can just see yellow flags left, right, instead of cars off the track, avoiding. There's a Ferrari down at turn 2, and looks like it's clean air at the moment for Zach, although we do have an Alfa Romeo slowly moving up ahead. Hopefully he will not impede. A couple of guys coming across the line here. He's going to be the first one to come across the line. Is that Roscoe in the Haas? Definitely looking to improve, but he's invalidated, so he's done and dusted. Unfortunately for him, there's an Aston Martin coming around too. It's a Wombat that I've got coming around the final corner, and there's also the other Haas of BP. Wombat puts it in P2. Great finish at the moment for him. BP has abandoned in the pits. How is Zach's lap shaping up? He's coming around the last couple of corners. He's invalidated, so that's his day done too. This is turning into a bit of a mess for some of these guys. How's Ventani gone? Has he managed to recover? No, he's also invalidated. What is happening here? It's just people crumbling under the pressure. Honest Crook has done a purple, but he's being blocked by McLaren. Who is that in front? He's very angry and he's gone straight to the back of the McLaren. I wonder who that is. That's Karma. And that was a very messy, probably unnecessary moving there. There's who's that? Alex as well in the background there, but I think he's done his invalidated too. That was a very messy maneuver there from that. I think that was totally unnecessary from Honest Crook there, even though Karma absolutely blocked him. But that'll be one for the stewards to have a look at there. Is anybody left on a lap? I think the Ferrari's done. I think that's really it's going to be it if I'm not wrong there.
Yeah, I was expecting a little bit of blocking to actually happen in the end there, as it just turned into complete chaos. Cars everywhere, everyone trying to set a lap, and was very surprised to only really see one major incident there.
Yeah, that was, I don't know what you think of that through there. I hope we don't see too much of that aggressive, totally unnecessary aggressiveness there, especially from Honest Crook. That was not good sportsmanship. Yeah, true, he did get absolutely blocked by Karma in his lap, but still, that was, don't really like to see that argy-bargy on purpose there. Slap on the wrist from that. I'm sure they'll be both getting a slap on wrist from the stewards after this.
Yeah, definitely will be something to look at, but that's it for qualifying then. We're on to the race, so hopefully they don't hold on to that anger through into the race and have an incident in the race.
Yeah, it's going to be... These guys haven't had a full grid for a long time, so... bit of a shock to the system. It's going to be very, very busy heading down into turn 1 through there. But that is your grid for today's race there. Vengeance taking a great pole from him in the Alfa Romeo. Marty Wombat, our race winner from last week, will be lining up alongside him there. One guy to note, of course, their BP on that medium tyre, 17.1, so great lap by him to just sneak in there. I'm not sure if P10 is the most ideal spot, so he'll have a tough time from behind. Our lane did not manage, unfortunately, to improve upon his time of an 18.5. I'm sure he would have been able to, and it was very tight at the back of the grid there. So, but yeah, tight all around. I mean, look at the gaps between some of these guys there. A couple of hundreds in it in some places, even less in other places. Yeah, great to see.
Yeah, as you said, very tight grid. Only first to 10th was within a second, and we saw Will down the bottom there, not setting a lap at all. So I don't think he come out the pits the entire session. So it looks like he might be trying to attempt some sort of last to first. But with this in this league, with the extremely quick drivers that we do have, it's going to be very challenging for him.
Indeed. Take us there. Hello. Someone have the Discord link. The one in the description is not working. We will we'll have a look into that for you in a little while. I'll have a look at that near the end if you just stay in the channel. Yeah, we'll have a squiz and I'll check out that link for you. But yes, coming out, there's quite a few. Might just touch upon this very quickly now. The standings, I'll bring them up for you there. There's a couple of very close championship battles, such as the one between Mercedes and Alpine. 4 points in it for the constructors. With Ford not being here and the two Alpines racing today, that could be that could be a bit spicy there. Aston Martin looking very solid. They've been so consistent this season. Good third place there. I think that's probably secured with 2 races left. Ferrari and AlphaTauri, again, very close, 5 points. Those guys will be looking to battle it out. And same with McLaren and Haas, a couple of points in it between those two guys. Yes, I stay for short. That is great to hear that we've got you. And sorry, let's go back to on-track action here. Let's have a look what tyres people have chosen to put on here. Vengeance, P1, great qualifying from him. Another great qualifying from Wombat. He's really picked up his pace near the end. I'm sure he's always had it, but yeah, really showing the strengths that he has. Alex there in the Mercedes, the lone full-time driver Mercedes this weekend on the second row alongside Ferrari Pro, both on those soft tyres. Scotty, great to see him return in, and he's in the AlphaTauri as well, so that's wonderful to see. Karma in the McLaren, Zach and Plebs in the Alpines there alongside each other, so good quality from those two. Banana Cake Pie, the lad who we had in the combox last week, great to hear from him. And then BP rounding off the top 10, the only one in the top 10 on those medium tyres. So yeah, he'll be wanting to keep up with the guys ahead of him. Jackie Prez, the first one out of the top 10 in the Red Bull on the medium tyres, along with Prezzo in the Ferrari, who's also chosen to do it, and Glorious Noodle, 3 reserves there, all on the medium tyre. But behind them, Aston Martin, maybe a little bit out of position there on the soft tyres, choosing to go aggressive, along with Miller and Honest Crook. Then we've got Roscoe and our man in the combox, Lane Everingham, on the medium tyres, going for a longer first stint. Ventani, poor qualifying from him, really. Definitely out of position on the soft tyre, and Will also choosing, well, I don't know if he chose not to qualify, but he's there at the back, going for that last first challenge, as you mentioned there, 10, on the soft tyre. And that is your grid for the 66 lap race around Portimao, Portugal.
Yeah, very long race it will be. I'm sure we'll see a couple safety cars as well. Full dry weather for us here, so no rain, unfortunately, as that would add a bit of extra spice. But yeah, I'm very keen for this as the guys line up on the grid.
Yes, yeah, the final cars are just coming into position now as we're looking down from turn 1 at the grid, just waiting for the final car, which has come onto the grid spot, which apparently you will be able to do yourself in the next game. And I don't know, it's 2 laps there, waiting for the lights to go now. I can hear the revs, but I don't see the lights. 1 light, 2 light, 3, 4, 5, but no revs. No revs. No revs, but off they go, off they go. There's a McLaren getting sideways. Oh, there's a Ferrari around. Oh, there's cars off the track. What is happening here? And there's an absolute nightmare at the back of the grid. I don't know, but the front of the grid got away very nicely, but absolute shenanigans for Ferrari Pro. He's gone round as a virtual safety car straight away, neutralizing this race, also making it a lot safer to get round the first couple of corners, which I think is going to avoid any incidents through there. But what happened at the back there?
Looked like Ferrari Pro had a spin. Cars that he definitely collected was Glorious Noodle, Plebs, and Roscoe Arm. Roscoe, no front wing. Glorious Noodle looks like he might have some damage as well. Plebs definitely has some damage. Will has some damage as well, as he ran right into the back of Lane at that start, as Lane was obviously avoiding the oncoming chaos. So yeah, a lot of front wing changes we're going to see straight away. I will keep scouring and see who else has got some damage.
Yeah, please do. Thanks for that, 10. Hopefully, they'll be hoping this virtual goes on for a little bit longer to give them a chance to not lose as much time in the pits, but that can be an absolute race ruiner, having to pit at the start now. Hopefully, did not see that at the back there, but that just seemed very, very clumsy. I saw a McLaren dart out, and I'm not sure who that was. I couldn't feel that might have been Lane, actually. It might have been a slow starter at the back there. That camera angle was not great, and off they go. Lane's up into P12, so it's been a great start from him. Nonetheless, there's a bit of a gap behind. Someone darting into the pits there. It looked like there's a Haas that's darted in the pits. That leaves Lane nice clear, although he has Ventani hustling him in the back, but does not quite get past. And is managed to keep it into turn 1, and off they go. Ventani will be looking to hustle. He's already looking at making moves down to the inside into turn 3. Has the inside line. The Lane's going to fight it on the inside, making him go around the outside up the hill, but just enough traction. But they're going to keep fighting down into this next session. This is a great side-by-side battle there, and Lane concedes the position to Ventani, who's on that faster, grippier, softer tyre. We see ghosting up ahead. What is going on here? Lots of wing changes. I'm sure you can tell us, 10, and I think Jackie is having some sort of connection issues because he's ghosting away there. But otherwise, the leader's getting away nice and clean. He's Zach up 3 positions from the start into P4, and we'll go through the rest of that grid there for you as well. Banana Cake up 3 position 2, Karma having lost 1, and then the rest of the guys having made huge gains off the start. Bags, Honest Crook, Ventani, and Lane, who came from a lot further back in the grid, so it's an absolutely fantastic start from them. What is happening near the back lane? I mean, 10.
Yeah, as you mentioned, a lot of people pitting. So from BP downwards, we had 6 people pit. They all went in and changed their front wings. Both Will and Miller picking up 5 seconds speeding penalty. Very unfortunate there. Most of them all got onto the mediums except for Glorious Noodle, who went onto the softs.
Yeah, DRS enabled this like Karma looking hungry for an overtake on Banana Cake Pie into turn 1, but not close enough. The energy recovery rate is not great on this track, so it'll be all about tactically choosing how you deploy that, not deploying it too hard. So we'll be keeping an eye on energy levels for you as well, because that'll make you super duper vulnerable down the straight, especially if someone is running a lower downforce setup. That can definitely help on the straights. There's such a big long straight, the start finish straight, but yeah, it's just choosing, would you go for that lower downforce setup for the straight line, and that leaves you very vulnerable around the twisty section and makes it trickier to drive around as well, where downforce is key. Banana Cake looking all over the back of this AlphaTauri of Scotty there, hustling him hard, and the leader's just braking, starting to break away, pulling that 1 second gap is Vengeance and Mighty Wombat and Alex at the front there, but the rest of the pack hunting for that P3 position.
Yeah, 2 controller players there, Banana Cake and Scotty, having a little battle at the moment. Hopefully they can keep close together, as we're going to have DRS here. Will Banana Cake Pie try and attempt to move? No, he's not using any ERS, but he pulls right out for some weird reason. I'm very confused on what that was.
I feel like he was listening to you and he decided to do that. Just because he was on camera, he decided to have a squiggle. I bet you that was the reason. But anyway, off they go into turn 1. No position changes for them at the moment in this tight pack here. But the leaders, yeah, definitely extending out there. But a disaster for Plebs on his. He was out last week, not racing, and not a good way to come back and start. As you see, a bit of a move at the back there. I think Jackie is just lagged out at the moment as their Ferrari Pro gets past him into that section there. But yeah, these guys are just it's not that easy to overtake around in this twisty section, especially with the just more difficult.
Miller has completely lost it there into turn 1. He hit the big sausage curb and just got a massive snap. Lucky to keep it out of the wall there. That was very, very lucky there.
Yeah, that curb on the inside is pretty nasty. Those yellow sausages, they'll really send you around here. Definitely want to be avoiding those. We saw like Lane in qualifying hit that, and yeah, absolutely ruin his lap. So yeah, it's tricky. That first corner is, and it's high speed. It's very you got to get that very perfect, precise line into that section. As we see Karma lining up, Zach getting past Alex at the front there, down into turn 1, but Karma not quite close enough as there's movement for P3 there. Zach moving up through the grid, 4 positions gate. You can see that Karma riding that yellow curb, and yeah, it's really unsettles the car through there. What else have we got going on through here? Ventani looking for a move on Honest Krug down into turn 5 with the DRS. Not going to be quite close enough. Honest Krug charging his battery. Oh, he's got a bit of a tank slapper on the exit there. This gives Ventani a chance round the outside, which will now turn into the inside. Bit of a dangerous place. No, he backs out of that one. Sorry to interrupt there, Ted.
Nah, completely fine. Very smart move there to back out there, as that is probably not a very good overtaking spot. I was just going to mention that we got we got Pato behind Zach. Oh, that's DNF. Mighty Wombat is out.
It's car. Whoa. It's upside down. What's happened there? Whoa. Let's see if we can get a slower angle from Jackie's car here. What has happened there? The car upside down. Ay caramba. That was a safety car as well, so that's going to help out the guys who had to pit at the start. But geez Louise. And I don't think I've seen an upside down car in an online race. Certainly in Race Spec, you know, you've seen the occasional ones online, but wow, he's missing a wheel too by the looks of it. Car's been cleared away now. I wonder if we can find out what happened there, because that was yeah,
that was crazy. I didn't unfortunately see that, but yeah, just saw it pop up, and yeah, upside down car. It looked like both wheels on the front were gone.
I mean, you can lose it on the outside coming over that section. Let's right on board with I'll point out where we're talking about, as the safety car is just a couple of corners away from that mentioned incident there. But yeah, on the outside of that corner, if you get a little hungry on the curb, maybe even on the gravel, maybe you could have gone around there and spun around across the track, and maybe, yeah, I don't know. Shame we missed that, because that would have been one hell of a crash to see. I'm sure someone will have captured it on someone's stream, because we Yeah, that'll be one. That'll be one for the album. But yeah, this is the mentioned corner we're talking about. Coming up here, a couple of different lines that can be taken into this corner here, and I really love to hear from Mighty Wombat what happened. But yeah, this on the outside. I'm thinking maybe on the outside here on the Astro, the gravel, round and into the opposite. Or maybe.
Yeah, you see, my thought is he's coming through the turn 12. He's taken that in, so he's come off of turn 11, come through turn 12, and taken the outside curve, and coming off of that curve there, he may have just had a bump, a weird bump or something, or maybe even a weird glitch from the game, and just the rear end just went a little. He went to catch, maybe then oversteered and into the wall. That is my guess.
Yeah. I would agree with that. You know what? Whilst we've got a safety car, maybe we can glean something from Lane. Let's make good use of Lane here. Lane, are you there?
Hello, fellas.
Hey, what's been going on? This seems like absolute chaos.
Yeah, there's been a fair bit of drama in the opening couple of laps we've had. I mean, we had a crash right at the beginning of the race.
Did you see that? Because that was close to where you were, no?
I saw bits and pieces of it. I slowed down a little bit to try and avoid the accident. I'm not sure if the car behind me hit me or not. I did notice on the proximity arrows they were quite close. But yeah, from what I hear from everyone else in the party, I think Ferrari Pro was the cause. I'm not 110% certain though.
Yeah, we saw him on the outside of the track on the grass. I saw a McLaren dart out to the middle. I don't know if that was you or Karma. And then there was a Ferrari. Next thing I knew, a Ferrari on the outside of the track on the grass. So people dropping positions. But you've had a good start up to P7.
Yeah, kept out of trouble.
That's the key.
We've made up quite a few spots as a result. It was quite a spectacular sight seeing Wombat's car upside down, the exit of 11.
Do you know what happened there?
No idea. Came over the crest, down the hill, and there's his car. Upside down.
Yeah, Wombat's in the chat actually at the moment. Please do tell us, Wombat, what happened. Nobody, only a couple of the guys pitting for fresh rubber. All the top runners there, all staying on that on the tyres that they're at. So, but you're in a pretty decent spot there on the mediums. That'll go long on those.
Yeah, I plan to go on these because they provide a great deal of flexibility. You can stretch these tyres out fairly lengthily, and then you can try and do a one-stop, maybe medium to soft. But also you can play around if there are any safety cars during the mid-phase of the race. You can pit or not pit accordingly. It gives you enough grip, these tyres, and they have enough longevity. That's sort of what they provide. So, yeah, I'm quite glad to be on these and to be inside the top 10 as well. It puts me in quite a nice position.
Yeah, it does indeed. So, we wish you luck for the rest of the race. We missed out on the turn 1 chaos because of that virtual that we had straight away. But I get the feeling that on this restart it might get a bit hectic down into turn 1.
Yeah, maybe. We'll find out, I suppose.
you keep yourself, you stay out of trouble and keep pottering away, and I'm sure that a good result will be coming your way if you manage to do that.
Maybe. Need a bit of luck though.
Yeah, and don't forget about our textbook endurance race with the safety car in the last 10 laps. Keep an eye out for that. It'd like to show its face in the last 10 laps.
Well, thanks for qualifying. I do have one fresh set of soft tyres.
Or they would definitely be coming in handy, I would imagine, for that. Alrighty, let's leave you there because I'm sure the safety car will most likely be coming in this lap, and we might hear from you later too. So thanks once again for that insight from you, Lane.
Okay, thanks, fellas. Have fun.
We will. All right, that's from Lane there. Our man in the McLaren seat in P7. Great start for him. What does Wombat say? Just touched the white line on the top of the outside curb, and that was enough to upset the car. That's what we surmised. We thought happened as the safety car notice coming in this lap. But how did it end up upside down, Wombat, though? That's what we want to know.
Post the clip.
yeah, please post the clip. Jesus. But yeah, these guys are getting some temperature into their tyres. I noticed there at the bottom there, Plevs on that hard tyre. That always scares me slightly when I see that hard tyre show its face. And but yeah, Zach chosen not to pit. Our race leader, Vengeance, choosing to pit on the medium tyre. So he's on fresh mediums, down into P10, that's what he's doing down there. Gives the lead to Zach. When is he going? Off he goes. I think he's caught Alex a little bit unawares because the banana cake pie in the Williams has got right alongside the Mercedes, and Zach has given a bit of a tow to that Mercedes by staying on the inside there. It's going to be very close into turn 1, and he's just about got that line. Mercedes keeps the spot. Banana cake now under pressure from the McLaren behind of Karma. Ferrari side by side, one getting past the other. Up the hill, off they go, and is getting pushed wide a little bit by the Alfa Romeo, I believe, who's looking for a little bit of an inside line into turn 5. Can he pull that off with the medium tyre? Yes, he can. Lane holding onto P7. Lots of position changes. Cars side by side through this section, and I think they've just about settled into the single file through here, avoiding any kind of incidents. There's a hand up from Ventani as BP comes through on the medium tyre up the hill. He's got that. Is he going to look for the inside line? Oh, there was a little bit of movement there, and that's caught Ventani completely off guard. Spins out. BP also spun out. There's I think they must have just about avoided damage from that, but off they go. Luckily, both cars still in this race. That was a bit of a movement there, bit of a late move as well coming into that. Not sure about going inside on that corner there, but off they go. Did you get a better view of that, Ten?
Yeah, I was on board with, who was it? It was BP, and I was on board with Ventani at the time, and he kind of just sent it up the inside. It wasn't really on, but it kind of was. And then, yeah, they just had contact, and then, yeah, both cars, as we saw, just went spinning off in different directions.
You see there, Scotty in the background making a move on Prezzo in the Ferrari. Other cars also having a bit of a battle around here. We've got the Haas of Roscoe being attacked by Glorious Noodle. Lots of action all over the field. Roscoe's got the inside heading down into the into turn 5 and holds that. Glorious Noodle there, looking for a bit of a switchback. Roscoe's got the inside through here. It's always sketchy. 2 cars wide through here. Roscoe's still holding the inside up the hill, and he looks like he's got through. Has he got the job done? Yeah, I think he had the better traction coming out there, even though Noodle's on that grippier, softer tyre, and having a little look. There's a Red Bull down the inside. Noodle's gone wide. Will gets through. Bit of a mistake there, as we were talking multiple different lines through that section. Plenty of places to take advantage, and that's what looks like that's what caught BP and Ventani out there. Ventani looking for a bit of a late move, as you were saying, through that section. But yeah, it's all kicking off there. All kicking off. Plenty of penalties near the back of the grid too, with corner cuttings, and there's the Ferrari having a look. There's cars side by side. Ferrari on lane gets past into P7, lane into P8, and Vengeance down in P9 looking to retake some positions from his pole, and he goes for a late move down the inside. On the inside, door wide open, and through goes Vengeance on Everingham.
Yeah, Vengeance racing super aggressive there. We saw another late move, the same type of move that Ventani made that caused the other incidents. Everyone just being super aggressive at the moment. I think we just need to realise that, hey, we're in an actual endurance race. It's a 100% race. We've got 66 laps. We still have 55 laps left. Just chill out a little bit and make your moves, and make sure that they're not very sketchy.
I think it was a mistake from Honest Crook there. And he's looking at hanging around the outside. His Vengeance. What a nice move there around the outside, as where we saw Wombat getting his car flipped upside down. Vengeance through to P7. He's making excellent ground on that medium tyre from that pit stop, and that's going to put him in a fantastic position in this race. Pit stop ahead, basically.
Yeah, it was a beautiful move there. I still think it was a bit too high risk for what we're in at the moment, but the pack is still super close, so I'm sure we'll still see some a lot of other awesome moves, as we have Scotty and Honest Crook going side by side into turn 1. Honest Crook just backs out a little bit there, and Scotty comes through. Oh, there's a car around there. Ferrari Pro is around at turn 2.
Has he got damage? Has he got damage? That's the question. No, he hasn't. He's got going in. He's sort of got in the way a little bit of Miller. There, he's gone round again. He's gone round again. Hot tyres, no doubt, on that tricky traction. Lucky to not collect BP up the hill there. and off he goes. A bit of a nightmare start for the Ferrari Pro there. There's just, I think that's what Lane is doing, as you're saying. He's just sort of keeping his head calm. He knows it's a long race. He's a smart racer, and you know, as a commentator, probably got the big picture in his eyes, and he can see how this is going to develop, just keeping it clean, keeping it in the race, and that is the key to endurance, as we know.
Yeah, we've got Will and Roscoe going side by side. Big squeeze there from Roscoe a little bit. They're still side by side though, Will, we see, and Will backs out, but he sends it back up the inside still. He's got his nose just in there. He's going to back out here and probably try and line him up for this DRS straight. He rotates the car super well. He's going to get a good exit here. We should see him burn a lot of ERS. Yes, he does. We should definitely see him move here, but there is another move going on further up by the looks. Who is that? That is GeForce Pato and Banana Cake Pie as Pato gets passed. Back down to Will and Roscoe. No move was made.
I can't keep up. There's moves happening everywhere. I'm looking at one thing as 3 overtakes happening on the straight at the same time. It's just, we're not used to this. I haven't had this for a long time in endurance, and I'm having to wake up a little bit because there are moves happening up and down the field, as you just said. And who do we watch? That is the real question. And I've got a replay that I want to show, but I just don't have time to do it. The Ferrari in the pits there. Medium tyres for him. Oh, there's a bit of a touch there from Vengeance on Banana Cake, getting a little bit hot up the hill. There's a couple of cars off the track. What's happened there?
Honest Crook and Jackie Prez. Did they touch? We don't know because we weren't on board, unfortunately, but I would suspect they did.
Yeah, they both seem to have just gone off the track there. When it's 13 laps in, it's definitely time to get settled into this race. Just seeing Wombat in the chat, they thought it was pretty slow and it was only going to have a broken front wing, but okay, so yeah, it seemed like it was a pretty slow impact from him, but obviously just hit it in the weird angle. They just sent the car upside down going back to him, but Jackie Prez picking up a time warning penalty there. Vengeance still moving up the grid, having a look. He's got almost no energy. Banana Cake going defensive, hold the inside line, manages to hold on to that position there, just really trying to slow. Look at that lovely defensive driving from Banana Cake, just not quite putting his car in the middle of the track. Vengeance gets a good exit around here though, but he's really low on that energy. I don't know how much Banana Cake's got, also low. They've really been using it there, and he's got the inside. He's gone a little bit deep as Vengeance. Banana Cake is really keeping it in there. He's got the outside. This is going to turn into the inside if he can just keep his nose in there. It's going to be a close one. Yes, he does have the inside. Hits the curb though. Has to slow down, but he's still got the inside. It's still going up the hill, and poor traction. I swear I saw a car sideways behind there, but no, that's not wrong, and he gets through finally. Some great side by side, a little bit of wheel banging there, but no, whoa, Banana Cake's coming back through here. He's gone down the inside, sent Vengeance off the track out of nowhere. I wasn't expecting that, and I don't think Vengeance was either. Caught him a little bit unawares. That's put him offline, made him go slow. Bit of contact there. There's another car off the track, and there's other cars catching up as these two are battling. It slowed them down so much there. Let's ride on board from behind. Look at that 4-pack here as you see them coming around the last corner. Now side by side, Scotty, Bags, Vengeance and Banana Cake in this pack there. Banana Cake's leading. I don't know how he's going to hold on to this one. He's punching a hole through the air. The other guy's riding in the slipstream, jockeying for position. Some bad camera angles there. I can't quite tell what's going on. Vengeance has got the front. Banana Cake is losing out. He's dropped 2 positions because of that slipstream battle there, and has to settle for second in the pack.
My
No,
God,
that's right,
3 wide into turn 1 there. Scotty, Banana Cake Pie and Big Izzard. Scotty having a look on Banana Cake Pie again. He's broken a bit late, but still leaves him enough track room. A little bit of wheel banging. We will see this battle continue as Banana Cake Pie has not given up yet. He has been fighting all these battles. He backs out a little bit, gets the nose in, just tries to get the nose in. Unfortunately, couldn't really get in. But here we have Lane popping up right behind him now. Is Lane going to look for a move into this corner that we have seen multiple times? Banana Cake Pie hold slightly defensive line. Banana Cake Pie, as I have heard from multiple drivers, is a bit of a defensive god. So he's done extremely well to hold up all those cars, but unfortunately just lost out a couple of positions there.
Yeah, they're all over the back of them now. This really closed that pack up, which is going to be a problem for him. Lane just looking for a bit of switchback-a-roonies there, but just not managing to complete them, as Will is right on the back of him too. You know, you got one eye forward, but you got to keep one eye behind at the same time, because you get offline slightly, and the next car is going to be having a look, and he pulls alongside, but just can't get any further ahead. I think Lane just backed out of that one there, lets the Red Bull through, and settles in behind him as that Red Bull there on that fresher, slightly fresher medium tyres. But yeah, look at this huge pack, this huge battle. Glorious Noodle in the pits, dives in for a hard tyre. And
yeah,
the battle will continue.
Will having a very good restart there. He's made up a lot of positions, especially from that lap 1 incident, and brought him back into his last to first that he seems to be trying to attempt.
Hopefully there's a lull in the action. Let's take a look at this replay from a long time ago between Ventani and BP. Oh, that was a bit... it just seemed a bit unnecessary, a bit of sideways. I don't know if that was a late move from BP coming across there, or... yeah, I'm not sure about that one.
Yellow flag there, I believe that's Miller, yes, spinning in the same spot that we saw him spin a couple times already. Unfortunately, not having a very good time, as he loses it real bad there, manages to save it.
That's Vengeance looking at Alex. Everyone just been using so much energy to try and have these battles. There's going to be, they're in pairs coming through here, so we're going to try and keep an eye on all these battles at once. I don't know how we're going to do it, but there's going to be about 3 or 4 different overtakes happening at the same time here. There's Aston Martin looking on Banana Cake there, and sorry, not a Red Bull. Aston Martin on the AlphaTauri in front doesn't quite get past. Vengeance doesn't get past Alex, but this Red Bull and Banana Cake battle goes on through the first couple of corners, and Banana Cake holding on, dropping that position, but Lane is right on the back of him too. Another one through the DRS, but Banana Cake has the DRS in front. It's going to help him out slightly and cannot quite find a way through. Gets a good exit, but ooh, he's going to look for a move on the inside through here. No, backs out of that high speed section through there. Got a Red Bull on the side of the track.
Yeah, Jackie Perez getting off of the racing line for the guys to let them through, as he has been lapped now. Has also got no front wing. Has just having a bit of a bad time around here at the moment. Hopefully he keeps going, gets that front wing changed, and you never know. You still might be able to catch a car or two.
Gonna be lapped down though, isn't he? And that is far from ideal. Lane, who's having a look at Banana Cake, who got slightly out of shape coming into the last real proper corner, like turn 14. I know this is turn 15 here, but I mean, yeah, it's a bit flat out, bit of a non-corner. Off he goes. He does have cars behind him to watch out for. Banana Cake pulls to the inside defensive, and Lane has got the overspeed on that Williams, and the Williams really now has to look behind, because Roscoe is having a late look down into turn 1, not quite close enough. Lane's through, Roscoe not quite close, and the Ferrari of Prezzo and Plevs having a battle there. What is happening here? Getting stuck in, all of these guys, 4 cars once again in a pack. Banana gets a bad exit coming out of that uphill section. That allows Roscoe to get through. Oh, no, he's not. Banana Cake's going to fight the inside. Roscoe not going to work around the outside, I don't think, although it does turn into the inside here. And, yeah, it looks like Banana Cake is conceding that through. No, he isn't. What was I saying? Banana Cake conceding? No. Roscoe's still... Oh, there's a bit of wheel banging there. And Banana Cake's on the gravel. He's had to pull out of that one. And all 3 drivers, therefore, get through. Plevs hustling. Roscoe's gone round!
Whoa.
Did he keep out of the wall? I've lost him. Somehow kept going. Did he keep that out of the wall?
He's got front wing damage. I think his wing is completely gone. Yes, it is.
He's good picked up a bit of the... Whoa. Yeah, that was lovely. Well, it was turning into a lovely battle there, and unfortunately just Roscoe, I think, getting on that curve, didn't he? On the outside, on the Astro, lose traction up that hill. And round he goes. There's now drivers jumping into the pits. The front runners coming in for fresh tyres, 18-lap-old softs, putting on the mediums by the looks of it. They're going to drop down. Where are they going to come out? Somewhere behind this pack. They do not want to get involved in this battle in the midfield, because that is just a recipe for disaster. It's going to slow them down, and I mean, the rate of the incidents happening here as well, definitely don't want to get involved in anything that might impact upon your race. And I'm just taking stock of this battle through here. A bit of a lock-up in front on Plevs. On that hard tyre, yeah, it's not going too badly for him. He's sort of, I think, just kept out of trouble a little bit on that hard tyre, and just slowly working his way back up to where he was before that race start incident.
Yeah, Karma's pit stop there was perfectly timed as he just come out ahead of Ventani. Yeah, now they've got the clean air, these two, to just set their laps, trying to make overcut all the other cars. I believe it. Yeah, overcut. And Banana Cake
and
Pie
he's gone
is
round.
round. He's facing backwards on the track at the moment. Don't drive backwards, Banana Cake Pie. We don't want you to DNF. Oh, he's all good, thank God. But as I was mentioning, Karma, yeah, having that perfect pit stop. Next game, we're going to have colder tyres coming out of the pit. So even though he just came out ahead, we're going to have to really work on tyre warm up. So it will be a lot more difficult to try and pull that move off again. Banana Cake Pie is around again. He has lost his front wing.
Oh, that's right next
yeah.
to pits. Oh, no.
Was trying to come into the pits, lost the rear end with the hot tyres and hit the wall.
That was a bit of a late move from BP there. I think he didn't seem like he was going to go for it, then decided the last moment, went a little bit deep, and there was a bit of wheel banging on the exit of the corner, and that's what sent Banana Cake around. Didn't catch that properly as Ferrari Pro gets past the Noodle of Gloriousness in the Mercedes, who's sitting in for Ford, and that's a late move from Noodle. And
Whoa!
somehow
I think you missed
managed
the
to
breaking point there.
Yeah, somehow managed to avoid contact. That was very lucky, no, I think either in that DRS there, but Ferrari holding on to that position. Noodle on that hard tyre, both on sort of fresh rubber, so you'd expect the Ferrari to be able to pull away from that in this current stage. This battle between Scotty and Will is still happening. Bit of a DRS train, with Alex leading that one in the Mercedes on that really old soft tyre. Him and Honest Crook, the only ones that haven't pitted yet, who started on the soft tyre. As I see a yellow flag in Sector 2. Is that Jackie in the Red Bull?
I didn't catch it, unfortunately.
So I think he's maybe just letting people past. But yeah, onwards. Still a lot of cars that haven't pitted yet in this race, so there's all sorts of strategies playing out here. See another yellow flag. I think that's Jackie just letting people past. Oh, 10 seconds. That's a
very
gosh.
unfortunate. Yeah. He was pulling over, letting them pass in the game, like, nah, I'm going to slap you with 10 seconds. Even though he didn't actually really cut to shorten the track. He went on the outside. So, I don't know. Thanks, game.
I wanted to see this battle between, seen some spicy battles with Honest Crook so far in this race, but Ferrari down the inside, turn 1 and 2, gets past, although that does give Honest Crook the DRS. Is he going to be close enough? Ferrari goes a little bit wide, welcomes Honest Crook in, but gets a nice drive out of turn 5, and off he goes. Let's take a look at that replay that we grabbed of that incident of Roscoe going around. What happened here to him? He's, yeah, I think he just got on that curb, turned a little bit too much steering lock, I think, on the inside going up the hill there.
Yeah, it does seem like that. Oh, Scotty and Pato seeming to have a little bit of a battle now, as it's 3 wide almost, and Scotty gets through. Pato getting a bit of a touch from the front wing. Will coming through as well, as he is out of line now, but he's going to have the DRS. Is he going to try and remake that move? He jumped in the slipstream. No, he will not be able to make that move. So Will and Scotty being able to make it through there on Alex Pato.
Yeah, Will having an absolute corker of the race so far. 17 positions gained. He's up in P3. He's sitting there, although he still has to pit. I think he's slightly out of line with some of the other guys. Also, Lane, 13 positions gained. Having a great race. Obviously, those guys just on a slightly different strategy on the medium tyre. Vengeance, pole position, started in P1, still leading this race. He pitted under the safety car for those medium tyres, and that's worked out quite nicely for him, because the other boys have just pitted and they're down a bit further back through the group. Guys in the front, such as Wombat, but he's not with us anymore, unfortunately. But yes, onwards, the packs have sort of spread out a little bit, as I say that. Will looking for the move on Scotty. Fairly easily done down into turn 1. More yellow flags. I think it's just cars getting let past Scotty. They're having a little look, keeping his nose in there. And he's going to have DRS now, trying to break the slipstream. Is Will down in turn 5. Is he going to... No, a little bit too far back for this move on this occasion. And onwards they go there. Will up into P2 now.
Yeah, very well done there from Will. Just an easy move on that DRS straight. And we got, who was that? BP and Prezzo, who are very close together at the moment. BP just going a little wide there, picking up a 3-second penalty. He's currently sitting on 60 seconds worth of penalties. But the rest of the grid seeming to have a fair bit of penalties as well. So shouldn't affect his race too much. Both of them catching plebs there, as Prezzo has a very large wiggle there, manages to keep it and not to do what Mighty Wombat did, but here comes BP, does a lunge up the inside. They're leaving plenty of room to each other. Look at that, great sportsmanship racing there. As we see BP slot in behind and use a lot of ERS here, we should see a pretty easy move here on the straight, and yeah. We will. Are we going to see it? Oh, he's not really catching.
It seems to be lacking a bit of straight line, no?
Yeah, he was just not catching at all there, was he?
Nope, he's gone for the inside here, though. Oh, bit of contact, bit of messy at the minute from BP here.
Oh, just touching the rear there as well. He moves. Oh, this is dangerous.
It's right next to me, coming into this section. He's going to have the inside. Side by side once again. I think BP there just misjudging a few things. Again, wheel banging.
Oh, it's up the inside. BP, and he's spinning around.
Yeah, no,
my
that
God.
was some very messy from BP there. That whole exchange there.
But another battle that's happening now is Begizzled and Ventani. As Ventani goes up the inside, they're still side by side. Begizzled backing out a little bit, looking for the undercut as he gets a good exit. He's up in, he's going to have to back out. Is he going to try and send up a move here, as we have seen plenty of times? No, he doesn't. He decides not to, as we have seen plenty of dive bombs through there and a lot of incidents being caused due to it.
Yeah, let's take a look at this move again. We see them just already wheel banging earlier on from a couple of corners there. BP not really giving him that much space. Goes for a little dive bomb down the inside. Yeah, just gets caught on there. I think that was just a very, very clumsy move from BP there, as he picks up a 5-second penalty as well for speeding in the pit lane. This move, this battle's continuing between Bags and Ventani that you were just going on about just before. Then Bags getting a good run and clears Ventani before turn 1. Yeah, I think BP there running a much higher downforce setup than some of the other guys, struggling on the straights, but corners looking a lot better. Karma looking down the inside of Prezzo down at turn 5. Whoa, Prezzo gets all out of shape on the exit, and that allows Karma to break free and continue onwards to the Alpine. Yeah, with all that fighting there, that sort of allowed plebs to break free on that hard tyre.
Yeah, plebs, as you said, on the hard tyre. Don't know whether the rest will have to do a 2-stop. What are we at? Let's have a tyre update from you, I reckon.
Yeah, so everyone on the medium tyre pretty much at this stage. Glorious Noodle having gone on the hard tyre. Plebs sitting on that hard tyre for quite a whiles. Differing strategies with the softs. People pitting under the safety car for mediums. Also, that's sort of put them out of kilter a little bit. Lane and Karma there not pitting. Sorry, not Karma. Prezzo not pitting, so they're still on that medium tyre there, still going strong. He was saying to us, looking at doing potentially a 1-stop, but that medium tyre sort of there, Prez retiring from the session. I think he must have been at least 1 lap down, so I think he called that as he was not going to make it back. Sorry, what was that? Yes, the Ferrari going slow?
Yeah, Ferrari Pro having a spin in the final corner and just diving off into the gravel. I don't believe he has any damage, as he was able to pit. Very unfortunate.
You can see on his dash there, I see 3 figures on the left-hand side there. Tyres well in excess of 100 degrees, so it's a bit like that. This track is a bit hard on the tyres, high temperatures, and then when you spin and spool them up, it's going to be difficult to get them back down to the sub-hundreds. Very little grip when you got them that hot. So just got to look after those tyres a little bit coming around here, especially with a low grip. Coming up over some of these crests and in some of these little gullies. Yeah, good fun go-karting roller coastery track. I do enjoy the driving around here. It is tricky, but those that can keep it together stand out as drivers around here.
Yeah, definitely is what you. I couldn't put it better myself. I would 100% agree with that. Not really much track action at the moment, as everyone's kind of just split up a little bit, but we've still got Karma on the rear of Zach there, not being able to make a move into that DRS strip. It closes that gap in a lot coming into that corner. Look at that. We might see the gap just open a bit. Yeah, as that does happen. Glorious, no, that's Ferrari Pro into the pits there.
Yeah, he's not having a good afternoon, is he, Ferrari? Bad start, we think, maybe causing that incident. He was definitely off the grass there. Gone around a few times, couple of battles as well, and yeah, it's really... No, Ferrari has retired in the pits. Ferrari. Oh, he's coming out, though. He's done an absolute terrible job of retiring the pits because the car is coming back on track now, AI. You shouldn't do that, Ferrari Pro. We're very disappointed to see you, of all people, retire, even though you're having a bad time. Yeah, no matter how tough it gets, there's always a chance, and very disappointed to see him pull over. I hope it doesn't cause any kind of safety cars yet. If you are going to retire, at least do it properly in the pit lane. So that's many demerit points for you from our side.
Yeah, I don't know. How do you even actually properly do it in the pit lane? He did do it in the pit lane. He retired while I was using the pits, but
Jackie Price managed it. I don't know how he did
yeah.
it. I know what you do is you don't do it.
Yeah, I think that's exactly it. You just don't do it. Please
just don't do it. We don't want to say that.
EA Codemaster Awards, fix this damn game for us next year.
Aboo, Ferrari Pro. Aboo is what we say. We don't like to see that. But anyways, onwards. Karma still hustling the back of this Alpine. He can't seem to break free of him there. Telemetry up there. They've got plenty of energy supplies at the moment, which is impressive to see at this stage. Maybe just sort of choosing to try and regen a little bit, as we see BP on the back of Miller. In the AlphaTauri today, Miller. There, I think I'm pretty sure it's his debut as BP gets very close in the exit. Don't do anything silly here, BP. Whoa! That was bizarre. I think there was a bit of lag there, or something happened, but I thought he was going straight into the back of Miller. But ghosting saved. What is that? That is a Mercedes that is parked up. It's gone round.
Not Pato, who is it?
No, it's Noodle.
Glorious Noodle.
I think he's no damage, which is good. But off he goes there, I think, making a mistake. Coming around turn 8, I believe. Very tricky on the traction. Easy to lose it on the way in. Easy to lose it on the way. Look at that! BP is getting dropped on the straight. Here we go. No, he's coming back in. I saw that he's getting dropped. He had the DRS and the slipstream, and he was getting dropped there without the energy, but he makes it through into the braking zone, carrying much more speed there. Does lock up though. Miller right up on the back of him. Oh, gets a little bit squiddly on the exit there, and it's going to cost him, I think, up there. Whilst we were looking at that, Karma has got past Zach. Missed that, unfortunately. I hazard a guess it was on the straight. Down into turn 1. Noodle there picking up a penalty. Whilst actually, let's take a look at the penalties. What we're going here through. Majority of drivers with 3-second ones, but then a couple of the guys with some slightly larger ones as their wheel setting fastest lap of the race. Yeah, 15, 11, 15, couple of 15 seconds penalties. That's the state of those at the moment. And as I mentioned before, and Prezzo, the only guys who have not stopped yet in this race, going along on that medium tire. Maybe you can check out the pace for us, the relative pace, maybe between Scotty and Lane or something on that. See how his pace is on that soft tire, on that old soft tire.
Rightio.
Yeah, Karma hasn't quite dropped Zach yet. Bring up the fastest laps there. You can see that Will has got a guess what my clutch on the grid didn't work, says Ferrari Pro. That's what happened. He did have issues with that before, and maybe that was still troubling him throughout the race too.
Yeah.
Could be potential. Pulled it, the car didn't go. That's why we had cars pulling out. Probably caught out as the top guys there trading fastest laps currently, fighting for that fastest lap on those 24 all lap medium tyres. So they got pace at this stage of the race as we're approaching the halfway mark. And yeah, so we were sad to see you go, Ferrari. Very, very sad. Yeah, that's probably what happened at the start of that race, explaining what happened there. Zachary still holding onto the back of the McLaren of Karma, not managing to pull away. Look at that, it's McLaren, Alpine in 4 to P7. So a bit of a little battle there going as you see another Ferrari off the track of Prezzo. That would imagine be a turn. Another car off the side. What's going on here? There's the Glorious Noodle going around on that hard tyre. Gets it going there. Prezzo also gone around on turn 1. I think he's probably recipient of the turn 1 curb clobbering there going round. Retired because he is frustrated and didn't want to ruin someone else's race. Go try and get it sorted. Yes, you do. Go to work and fix that clutch pedal, Ferrari Pro. So we want to see you back, fighting back at the front. That's where we want to see you. And yes, tent. Surely that hasn't been enough time for you to get some research done.
Yeah, definitely. So actually, the times between Scotty and Lane have been pretty even at the moment still. They've been sitting about 21 flat, both of them. Lane having a quicker last lap than Scotty. I can just do a quick little squiz as Lane just finished another lap, a 20.7, and Scotty's was 21.3. So again, Lane's lap was quicker than Scotty's there.
Yeah, he seems to be also keeping plebs at bay on the hard tyre, so very respectable from Lane in the McLaren. Love to see it. Prezzo coming into the pits now on the 31 lap old medium tyre. He thinks his tyres are done. I would not be surprised then if we see onto the soft tyre. Going probably for a 2-stop, you'd think, then soft. As he's not even halfway yet. But I wouldn't be surprised if we see Lane coming in somewhat soon then. That might be a bit of a sign of the tyre wear. But a very respectable pace, though, Lane has currently got. So maybe you want me coming in a time soon. Karma has dropped Zach in this last part, is right on a second. Zach pushing hard, got to get within that second gap. It's going to be tight as we're coming around the DRS detection zone part. It's just going to be coming up now. It's going to use that battery to try and pull him back in, and oh, I think he just managed it. Just managed that second there. Glorious Noodle DNF on turn 3. Oh, wow, that's triggered a safety car. Safety car. Where's Lane? He's timing for him. He's already come around the past the pit lane. So I want to see if any guys diving into the pit lane. Who's coming around now? Is that Ben Taney? I believe. Yes, he's coming in. He's on the 25 lap old medium tyres. This is going to shake things up, compact the grid, and the race will be back on.
Yeah, we're only halfway through the race at the moment. We've got 4 drivers all DNF'd as well. A bit unfortunate for those guys, but it's been good entertainment for us.
Oh yes, the entertainment has been solid. Glorious Noodle, yeah, unfortunately causing that safety car. I wonder if let's check and see if we've got any information about that, but no, currently not at this stage. Yeah, a couple of guys diving into the pits. Fantani there on the fresh medium tyres. People are also coming into the pits. But take 2 on medium tyres at the moment, only 12 laps old. Switching out for putting on there, it looks like hard tyres. It's going to be going to the end with that. Another couple of cars. I'd imagine everyone's going to be coming in at this stage, really.
Yeah, I would presume so. Everyone already doing their tyre mandate except for Roscoe, BP, and Lane, as Lane hasn't pit yet, but they've all done medium, so a bit of a interesting safety car for them because I think they could take the mediums to the end here, but they're going to probably have to put on the hards.
Lane got held a little bit there. Thought he got held, maybe there was a bit of lag, but he's gone onto the hard tyre. Uh-oh. That also worries me slightly.
Yeah,
Hopefully, yeah. You know what? Let's hear from the man. Let's hear from the man. Lane, are you there?
Hello, fellas.
How are you doing? Still in P5? You're doing a solid job here.
Yeah, it shows what happens when you keep out of trouble, I suppose.
Exactly that. We've got a few more retirements. Glorious Noodle causing the safety car. Hard tyre, I guess you don't really have a choice, right?
Well, I'll make my mind up at the end of this lap. I do have a plan B, but we'll see in a moment.
Yeah.
But,
yeah. Well, I mean, if you gotta think really. If there's no safety car, then you're gonna be at a huge disadvantage if you're gonna go to the soft tyre. Another one later.
You can see me right now. I'm on the hard tyre. So I've met the tyre compound requirements. So what I can do is go back in and put on the mediums again.
True that, but how many will you probably
But
lose?
the problem
1, 2,
is how
3,
much
4,
track
5
position
positions.
will I do?
Yeah, I would say a good 5 positions at least, possibly. Maybe more.
What do I do? Do I stay out?
Oh, what do you do? I mean, we here at Endurance, it's the hard tyre is sure death for most of those running it, so that's up to you. You never know, could get another safety car, could save you. He comes into the pit lane, it's a late dive as he chooses to come in, and yeah, we don't want to see that hard tyre curse impact on you. It's going to be a tight one though, and the boys are coming around the last part of the lap now. I think you're going to drop behind the Alfa Romeo probably. It might just be that though. It's going to be tight. It's going to be tight. Roscoe's coming around now. You definitely lost out to the Alfa, but you're going to lose that.
Come out
Lost out
behind
to
Roscoe.
and the Ferrari too, I think, at Prezzo.
Oh, yeah. Oh, well, Prezzo has to make another stop, so...
Soft tyre. Yeah, that hard tyre warm-up, yeah, scare. We'd never see it end well for people.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that pans out for you. Of course, still a long way to go. We're only just past halfway, so plenty of drama that can still happen. The pack's budged back up too, so that always spews out more drama. But you've been going good, and we were looking at your pace there too, and you had some very strong pace there.
Car felt good. After dumping a fair bit of fuel over a long race run, the car started to switch on a bit more. It felt quite nice. Tyre wear wasn't really an issue either. I think I checked 2 laps before the yellows came out. The worst I had in terms of tyre wear was 31% on the front right, I think. So, yeah, tyres weren't bad at all. I was planning to do about 40-something laps, and then pitting onto the soft tyre and go to the end. I think it would have been doable. But yeah, the safety car's come out about 8 or so laps too early. So.
Yeah, unfortunately. But you never know. We could definitely see another one coming out, and
Maybe.
yeah. So, but anyway, thanks for giving a little bit of insight on that one. We once again wish you luck for the rest of the race, and keeping a close eye on you as you are a feature driver this weekend. So, there's another guy in the pits there, Prezzo.
That's Prezzo.
Yeah. So that's one position there for you.
Oh, and by the way, I think Banana Cake Pie has side pod damage as well.
Ooh, well, we'll have a very close look on that one. Maybe he's probably in the chat. He's probably. I'm sure he can let us know. Banana Cake. I'm sure
he's in my party chat. He told me. So.
Oh, well, we've got even better. Straight word of mouth. Banana Cake.
Straight from the man.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. I think that was with. That was contact with. Was that
BP? Was it
BP?
Banana?
Yeah, it was BP, I believe. Yes. Yeah, we saw a couple of not great manoeuvres from him early, but of.
Oh yeah, I had Prezzo in there too. So yeah, he's pretty
stoked right now about what happened between him and BP. So.
Yes, I'm not sure. Yeah, we captured some of that on the replay as well, so we had a good look at those things, and there's some not great maneuvers, bit of sloppy driving. I think maybe a few people rusty, full grid as well. So, but hopefully we can keep it clean for the rest of the race, and I'm sure the safety car will probably be coming in this lap too.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, all right, well, we'll leave you to it then. You get those tyres up to temperature.
Thanks, fellas. Have fun.
I'll catch you later.
Oh.
Oof. Side pod damage for Banana Cake Pie. Bit of a tough stint there, but now he's also on the hard tyres. That's going to be tough.
Oh, does he not listen to us? Does he? I can't see. I feel his damage model, even though it didn't look great before, it's just hard to see when they have damage.
Yeah, Banana Cake Pie don't listen to no one.
Yep. Yeah. Well, we pray for him on this safety car restart and on the hard tyre as the guys are coming around the last corner. Vengeance backing up the pack, doing a great job. Is Vengeance qualified in P1, holding that, but arguably you could say he's done a better job. Will from the back, he's going for that last to first challenge. Weaving away, Vengeance is off, he's gone, and Scotty having a good restart too, but even better than that is Plevs right on the back of Alex. His car's 3 wide in the background there. They sort themselves out. It's BP again, once again. Bags is getting the recipient of that side of BP who's having a look there. Bit of a contact there as he runs into the back of him. All the cars side by side through that section, but they seem to have gotten away cleanly through that section there, I believe. Jostling for position as there's no, I think they've got through okay there, so that's good to see. Excuse me.
BP does have some front wing damage on that left side, but he's still trying to make a move there on Ventani. That's very, very risky. That car is just not going to turn at all. He squeezes Roscoe really hard there. My God, BP. Oof.
Not helping out his teammate there, is he, at all? And this time I think he's sort of, oh no, there's that Ferrari almost went round on the inside there, but he's looking to get away with that, but BP's just bleeding positions there. Banana Cake round the outside, now turns into the inside, manages to get through. Yeah, BP just dropping position. I heard a bit of contact there. What's happened there? There's cars all over the place there. The AlphaTauri of Miller is what has happened there?
Yeah, I am extremely confused. Miller and BP racing into the pits. My God, BP just jumps ahead of Miller there into the pit lane. Whoa.
Close on the exit too. Seen Banana Cake just let off on the throttle around the last corner there, and they seem to just pile into the back of him. Reminiscent of the race in Tier 2, I believe, on this track. With a huge accident coming around the last corner. Held in the pits there. Front wing changes for Banana Cake. Front wing changes for BP, but I think Miller did not have a change because he's got away in front of this little group. Nope, I lied. He must have had a change. And the rest of the pack's still going away, so we'll jump back to that action in the pack and see what I managed to catch there. I don't even know what I caught anymore. I think it was this section here. There's Banana Cake coming around the last corner. He's got no one in front of him, so I don't know what happened there. Look, you can just see here now. Oh, just sort of close up. Oh, yeah, it's an absolute mess. Just cars sailing around there, so I'm not sure what happened there. If you saw the Ferrari coming down the inside, had to lift off to make the corner, but that just caused the other cars to go straight in the back of it there. Completely caught them unawares. So absolute calamity going around there. But what else have we got going on here? Lane having a tidy restart there up into P11. Got Roscoe in front of him, just a couple of tenths, so we'll see if he makes a move there as DRS has enabled this lap, but not for this straight.
Yeah, I'll give you what I reckon happened with that little Banana Cake Pie incident at the end there. I reckon he already had damage from an incident before, going around the last corner, obviously going to have to take it a lot slower, as we have Honest Crew going on Prezzo here. They're a bit side by side. He's going to, touches the rear of him. These guys are bouncing all over the places. There's a little bit of desync in the lobby, I believe. I've just seen a lot of cars all over the place at the moment. That might explain a couple of these crazy incidents. Oh my God, my screen Prezzo was just bouncing all around.
Yeah, but not the first time we've seen a bit of a break of traction for Roscoe. Had no wing, man. can, says Banana Cake. Yeah, that's what we thought. That's why he had to lift around that corner. And
then,
you are correct there.
Miller just tapped him a little, unfortunately, and broke his as well.
So yeah, so unnecessary, unfortunately, and incident there. Onwards we go. This pack back together again. Those three cars out now, out of position at the back there. Banana Cake, Miller, and BP. But the rest of the pack still very close together. Vengeance pumping in those fastest lap times, 19.3 in the front, pulling away from Scotty, who's done a great job to get in front of what's happened here. There's some overtakes happening. I missed that, unfortunately. And Plebs has got through Alex there up into P4. That has worked out nicely for Plebs, has it not? With he was on that hard tyre and just waiting it out, and the safety car came along nicely. It's promoted him up, back up into a lofty position. And yeah, he's done well out of that safety car. And there's the rest of the pack. You can see there being led by Plebs, Alex, Karma, Zach, Bags in this group here for P4.
Yeah, Honest, Crook, and Prezzo having another little battle here. I think it's just sorted itself out there, but we might see, no, that's way too big of a gap for a dive bomb there, as we have seen a couple times already from this race.
Yeah, Bags seem to be getting a little bit close at the back of this pack, but it's just a bit tough to overtake around this middle section of the track, sort of having to wait for that DRS. Everyone will have recharged their batteries after that safety car period, so that'll allow them to mount an offensive on the other cars as we come around the final corner. Now it's sort of opened up a little bit around the last corner, but Karma's right on the back of Alex, getting a good run down the straight. It's going to be a little late, but he has the inside, and he's gonna fight it around the outside. It's gonna be tough to fight around there side by side, and yeah, Alex just running out of room and being run off the track there, and has allowed Zach to catch up on the back of him, and they're gonna get DRS down this section here. He's got the inside to Zach, and makes it through before the rake zone, down the inside, gets through up into P6. Alex is trying to fight it, I think, but I don't think he had as good traction coming around there, and yeah, through he goes, which leaves Bags there to be the next one. Alex sort of going backwards a little bit. He is on the slightly older medium tyre, so maybe his tyre's just not travelling as well as some of the other guys on that fresher rubber.
Yeah, an hour into this race now currently. I'm sure some of the boys who are filling in and don't normally do endurance races are starting to get a bit tired, and a bit of fatigue might pop in and create some more incidents.
Yeah, definitely. It is an endurance race after all, and it is a tough one. And especially those guys that maybe haven't done it as often as some of the other ones, very easy for mistakes to start creeping in around this part of the race as we get a little bit tired, a little lapse of concentration there. You can see just ahead, Roscoe getting past Ventani on the straight there. Lane not quite close enough to get past two. BP picking up a time penalty, but Lane's right on the back of Ventani there. Both on similar tyre, where Roscoe actually on the older tyre, so needs to try and get this overtake done on Roscoe. At least keep up with him through this section. See a lock up there from the car in front. Yeah, not managing to get the move done down into turn 5, so just sort of have to settle through this next part of the track as it gets a little bit trickier.
Will closing the gap to Scotty there. That was 1 second off of that safety car. Now he's within that DRS. I'm sure that he will try and make a move pretty soon, and then try and get within 3 seconds of Vengeance, as he has got a 3-second penalty, and Will does not.
Yep, and Karma has caught the back of Plebs in the DRS there, looking a little bit racy. Hopefully we can see a bit of a move happening here, because he definitely looks strong, does Karma, at this stage of the race. Look at the how much is the overspeed there as Will gets past Scotty, and yet plenty of overspeed for Karma. Sails past Plebs, just keep it within track limits here, and onwards does Karma go up into P4, also Will into P2 over Scotty, who's in P3 at this current stage. Will and Scotty there without penalties. Zach too. Plebs has picked up a penalty. We don't often see that from Plebs. And what's that? Down at the back there, there is a slow-moving car. Is that Honest Crook who's gone round, I believe? Yep. Seems to be intact, the car. So I think he just got away with that one. Maybe just hit that turn 1 curb and that sent him around. But I'm sure definitely Plebs is not going to be giving up the position too easily on Karma. So all still to play for here. This battle still going on for P9 with Roscoe, Ventani and Lane down here. Hasn't been able to make inroads as of yet. Got plenty of battery to use though, does Lane, so I wonder if he's just sort of being a bit patient, letting the other guys use up their charge, because that's what they're doing. These guys are battling up ahead, and he's just been a bit more conservative with his battery there, not choosing to go for the slipstream, and just sort of sitting within touch of these two guys. I reckon he's just sizing them up, just having a little bit of a wise head does Lane have. Just sort of sizing up, sorry, not seizing. He's not seizing up. I'm sure he's not that old, but yeah, just being a bit patient there and just waiting for the opportunity to present itself. It's a long race.
Yeah, we've still got 22 laps left of this race. It's a bit under halfway, unfortunately. Yeah, as much chaos as we have seen from the first half of.
I just want to speak up their tent a little bit. I think your level's just dropping down a little bit there.
Yeah, I was just had a quick squiz down at my computer there and just saw my mic not activated for some weird reason.
It's see, even in the combox we're getting tired here. It's an endurance race. It's an endurance of the voice as well. And but we're picking ourselves up because I'm sure the end of this race is going to get very, very spicy indeed, as these gaps are still super close. Plebs is having a little bit of a look down into turn 1, pulls out down the inside, gets a job done before the corner, and I'm sure his teammate too will be wanting to follow as we see the same thing happening between Lane and Ventani. He's going to cover the inside because Ventani loves going down the inside, but I think I think Ventani still had his front wing. It was quite hard to see from the angle, but he's still sort of trying to keep it in there, and he managed to do just that. And yeah, stays ahead of Lane, who'd been working that for a couple of laps ahead. Roscoe's probably smiling in glee, looking behind him as the two battle it out, and that'll allow him to sort of just take the onus off him a little bit. But yeah, haven't really dropped off the back. Who's that in the pits there, going very, very slowly? And
That's
AlphaTauri.
Miller has retired in the pits. Hopefully his car doesn't come out on track.
I think you have to retire before you come into the box, right?
I feel like that's what it is.
Yep, no. I wouldn't know, I don't do it.
Yeah, me too.
No subtle stab at anybody there. But yeah, I think he was going to be a lap down anyway, so.
Yeah.
Off they go. Down the main straight. Karma. 1/10 behind Plebs. I think they're just sort of this stage is just trading positions, aren't they? Every other lap there, one in front, then the other in front, just sort of having a look who can. But I feel like, whoa, what's happened there? Who's oh no, that's the. Oh, I panicked there. That was the AlphaTauri who just come out of the pits and just retired on the side of the track. I feel like this is just allowing the other guys behind just to close in a little bit, this back and forthing between the two, because this pack is closing up. Bags are also, having got past Alex, is also closing up to the back of this group. Lane still not managing to get past Ventani in this little group, and I mean Roscoe's doing a great job holding off these two guys. Must have really trimmed that downforce down on his Haas, because he's not got much ERS and he's managing to keep them behind him, even though they are, sort of battled too much amongst each other.
Yeah, Roscoe, 28 laps on those mediums, is also the only driver on the grid not to have done his mandated tyre change yet. So, a bit of an interesting strat. I'm sure that we will see him peel off to the pit sooner or later and put on a fresh pair of socks.
Yeah, that is a very interesting, very noteworthy point there you make. to keep an eye on this. We see pulling. That's not helping Lane there. Ventani following the slipstream. Here we go again. Ventani still got the inside, and yeah, I just feel he didn't quite have enough speed, did he? To Roscoe giving the slipstream to Ventani, maybe not on purpose, but that just allowed Ventani just to stay just that little bit ahead of Lane there, and yeah, around the outside. Didn't quite pay off for him, as I think we see a slip in traction there for Ventani, and that has allowed Lane, who's been patient, and Ventani's gone in the back, completely misjudged that, and yeah, his damage, and that's Ventani going to be done now. That eased off the pressure for Lane, and he can go off chasing Roscoe. He's just dropped out of that second range though. He's got to get back into the second to mount that attack on Roscoe, and I think he'll manage to do that through here, especially on Roscoe on those older tyres. So we just tune back into this battle for P4, which Karma leads at this current stage with the two Alpines breathing down his neck. The Alpines need to pick up some good points today to challenge in the Constructors, and yep, there goes Pleds, shoots past Karma, through he goes. His teammates a little bit further back, not able to do the same. And you can see that Ventani in the pits, I'm sure, for a front wing change too from that wing damage. Yeah, he tried to fight that back. He made a mistake, and he made that mistake, and I think he was a little bit too over-eager through that section, and that's cost him. The wiser, more patient head on Lane Everingham, winning out that little battle between the two of them. And Roscoe's next one up the field for him.
Yeah, Roscoe next one up the field. He's still got a pit. What do? Do you sit behind and just let him peel off into the pits, or do you push, get past him and try and catch the guys ahead?
Yeah, I guess it depends how much he feels like he's holding him up. It does seem at this stage that Lane has got more pace than the Haas driver. But I think Roscoe's probably holding out for another safety car at this stage. That would benefit him greatly if there were to be one at this current stage. But I think it's going to be. We'll see how he goes here, because they haven't had great success getting past him yet. But I think now that there's no third party involved in this, it's going to be pretty easy for Lane as he comes past up into P9, clears him well before T1. Don't overdo it here, and he's done a great job there, and he is through. Although Roscoe might look to challenge through the next session, he does go a bit wide through there, gets some nice cutback, but I think the fresher, younger tyre is going to have much better traction up through there, and he does pull ahead, and we'll be focusing to pull ahead through the rest of this lap. But these positions still sort of yo-yoing in this mid group here for P4. The time sort of the top three fairly consistent between the three of them. It does look like Vengeance has got this covered from the two cars behind him. He's on quite fresh medium tyres in comparison to, say, Will. Yeah, Ventani picking up a time penalty. He does have a penalty though, does Vengeance. Let's have a quick look at that. Let's have a look at the penalty situation there. A bit uncharacteristic from Plevs. 6 seconds of penalties. That's you don't see that very often. And Karma does have 3 seconds. Zach there with no penalties, so that's good. Vengeance picking, just as we were talking about that, picking up another penalty. That is not ideal with how close the cars are at this current stage. That could be very costly for him.
You cursed him.
No, we don't believe in that.
No. But yeah, that relieves the pressure off both Will and Scotty, as yeah, Will wasn't really catching Vengeance. He was just kind of sitting at that, just under that 3 second mark. But a lot of pressure relieved off Will there. Now he's just got to try and stay within 6 seconds.
And conversely, the pressure now put onto our race leader to make that gap. He's got to make that gap up.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be. You reckon he can do it? It's pretty tough to do.
Yeah, he seemed pretty strong through this race. Will has seemed mighty quick though, but still a long way to go. 16 laps is long enough, I think. He doesn't want a safety car at this stage, for sure. That would really ruin things for him. But you know, there's plenty of time for other drivers to pick up penalties too. Maybe you can have a quick squeeze and see how many warnings Will has, because that will obviously affect that too. As Alex is looking racy here behind Bags. Bags does have the DRS, is just not going to have. It's a bit tricky, I think, in this DRS train. A little bit wide there, Bags is gone through there, but they're all using up their energy. Lock up from the Aston Martin. That opens it up a little bit for Alex. Can he get a good drive out of this section? It's tricky on that more acute angle, but he's looking like he's got past him through there and down into turn 5. He's got the position, bit of a lock up, but job done there for Alex. He needs to get back into that 1 second gap with the car in front there, otherwise he's going to be super vulnerable on the next straight. As Ventani there sets the fastest lap, 18.7, on, unsurprisingly, on that fresh soft tyre.
Yeah, I'm looking at Will's warnings here. I'm a little bit confused, to be honest.
Yeah.
As we saw him get a speeding in pit lane on lap 1 that he has now served.
Yep.
But it says on lap 1 penalty plus 2 warnings. Does that mean he's on 2 warnings from other incidents, or is that because of the other incident? But he also has a warning on lap 3, so therefore he should have a 3-second penalty on. Just a bit confused.
Well, it says he's not got penalty, so I guess that's how it goes.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a penalty, and he probably doesn't want to pick up any warnings then.
As BP
Okay.
picks up a penalty. Or is that... No, that's mine being glitched and now catching back up, I think.
Sure, there's a Ventani in a wall,
Who's
I
that?
think. Down to... Yeah, he's lost his front wing. That's exactly where Wombat lost it earlier on, so he's lucky to have his car not upside down, apparently. But he is missing a front wing, and that is going to be a pretty big setback for him with the leaders coming up too. Had there been a safety car, that would have been okay for Ventani, but yeah, that's going to be a huge setback for him. Don't you dare retire in the pits, Ventani. We don't want to see that. We see BP looking at Honest Crook down on the inside, making a bit of a lock-up there, and Honest Crook's going to hold on to that position. Oh, nice. BP sails around the outside there. DRS open as well, so it's going to hamper Honest Crook, and yeah, BP getting the job done, and I think we see Ventani retiring in the pits. I mean, with after the pit stop, he would have been a lap down as well, so just, yeah, that would have been not recoverable at that point, unfortunately for him. But we don't like to see drivers retire, especially 14 laps to go. It's a bit of a throwaway there.
Yeah, no more points for him, as I don't believe he reached the amount of laps that he needs, unfortunately. And of course, Race Spec scoring all the way down to P15, so every driver here will be taking some points home with them today.
Everybody wins.
Yep, so why not finish the race? You're gonna get some points.
And then we won't also hassle you on the stream, because we disapprove of people retiring in the pit lane, and so we will unabashedly criticize you over the stream. Onwards, though, to our cars still on the track, still racing, still going away. Bags is hustling with BP picking up another penalty. Not great. I think he already had quite a lot. I'll have a look at those in a moment. But yeah, Bags, look at Bags. He seems to have a lot of pace on. Alex is struggling, because he's dropped off the back of Zach now, 2.5 seconds. Bags wants to get past him to catch up back with the pack and try and recover some points today. Of course, that means that Bags will be leading his teammate, as they are on equal points as it stands. Not currently, but as it stands, Bags will be pulling ahead of him in the standings in that inter-team battle. Good points for Alpine, though, if they finish where they're at there. You can see Alex pulling right over for defense, but to no avail, as just sails through. They're both on low energy, so it'll be critical for Bags now to pull away and grab that 1 second gap on Alex. Otherwise, I'm sure that trying to fight back that position. What else we got going on here? A couple of tenths off the back of Plebs. This Alpine sandwich that is housing the orange McLaren in the middle of it, not giving up, and good to see that McLaren fighting fighting with two Alpines either side of it. The other McLaren of Lane Everingham there in P9 doing a solid job from where he started, up heaps of positions, so he's had a great race. Filling in today.
I reckon we should have a look at the position changes. Go through the biggest winners and losers of this race. Currently, first of all, we have the biggest of the biggest winners as Will, currently up 18 positions. Started last, is currently looking like he's going to finish the race in first, which will be beautifully done. But we have, who is that? That's Karma going on Plebs. The move is completely done before the corner again, as there's just so much overspeed with such a long straight. All right, back to position changes. The next biggest winner is Lane, of course, up 10 positions, and then Roscoe, who's up 8 positions. Still has to do his pit stop, though. Roscoe does. Hasn't done his mandated pit stop. I'm sure we will see him switch to softs pretty shortly. And then we have Begizzled sitting 7 positions up. Biggest losers at the moment, of course, is Alex Pato, unfortunately. 8 positions down as he makes his final pit stop for the race onto fresh rubber and fresh softs. I'm sure he will try and go for a fastest lap. And then, of course, the other biggest loser, Banana Cake Pie, with that side pod damage that we had heard. Vengeance is out.
That is Vengeance going around where Wombat also went round. That's claiming a few drivers, and oh no, dearie me, Vengeance. Oh, he was going so strong with that pole position, that P1 all the way through the race. And he's binned it with just over 10 laps to go. That is an absolute calamity for him. It has now promoted Will up into P1 already, and not having to fight for that position. That is a real shame from Vengeance. Very sorry to see him go.
Yeah, very unfortunate. He drove an absolute masterclass today and held on to that P1 position for ages. It's just so easy to just lose a little bit of traction around this track especially, and then you're just kind of in the wall.
Yeah, it's lucky to not actually bring a safety car out. Quite surprised that did not happen there. In the pit lane is Roscoe, as you were just talking about. He's starting to make that pit stop. Here he comes now. Well, some fresh rubber, so it'll be between him and Alex fighting for that fastest lap. It's his teammate, BP's coming around now, and settle in behind him, but hopefully he doesn't get impeded by his teammate. And this picks up another. That's what I was going to look at, the penalties. Must have quite a few, and yes, he does. 21 seconds of penalties does BP have. Not many drivers now without the penalties, but that'll definitely help you in this race. Although the gaps have sort of opened up a little bit there. Zach's really on for a podium here with his lack of penalties over the 2 drivers in front.
Yeah, it'll be a good job from here for Plebs to hold up Karma and make sure that he doesn't get the overtake and then manage to pull a 3-second gap. So, but there's only 9 laps left, so I'm sure even if he does get past, I don't know if he'll be able to pull 3-second gaps. That's just too large of a gap to do 9 laps.
Yeah, Plebs has been sort of building up a bit of charge in his battery, I've noticed, over the last couple of laps, whereas Karma's been deploying a lot harder. So I think this stage, Plebs kind of has the upper hand in terms of that. I was just about to say, let's keep an eye on the Mercedes as he comes across with a 118.3. Does Alex with the fastest laps. It's going to be between him and Roscoe. Let's right on board with Roscoe, see how he goes on his. This will be his first flying lap. And I wonder if his teammate will maybe lend him a hand with a bit of a DRS down the straight, because that will certainly help him. That would be the sensible teammate thing to do, but we'll see how these guys go. Can Roscoe challenge for that fastest lap? He's a couple of tenths up through Sector 1. Just got to keep it running through the middle section, and yeah, if they can time this right, he could pick up the DRS off his teammate, and that will give him a huge boost in lap time as the battle for P3 comes around the final corner now. Keep half an eye on that and half an eye on this fastest lap as he's just coming out of Sector 2 now. How much time has he got in his hand? Yellow flag through Sector 2. He's 7 tenths up. Who has that gone round? I believe that's probably Honest Crook. Yes, that's yep. Honest Crook. Final corner now, not quite close enough for the. Oh, he might have DRS here. Yep. Oh, not quite. It's just And I don't think he had that, unfortunately. Yeah.
No, he's got it.
No.
What? On my screen does.
Does he?
Yeah, look, he's got it.
Oh, yeah, so he does. That was weird from that angle. Oh, I must be getting tired. That must be what it is. I'm gonna blame it on that.
Wasn't the fastest lap though, unfortunately.
How close was that?
I will get that back to you.
There's a couple of tenths off, so yeah, and he's used up a lot of his battery too, so it's not going to help. I wonder if BP is going to let him pass, or is he going to fight for it? I wouldn't be surprised from BP if there's a little bit of a fight between these two guys, bit of a Haas battle going on here.
It was 2 tenths off.
Yeah, not quite enough from Roscoe there for that fastest lap. Pretty crucial, I think, for the Mercedes to grab that fastest lap too. In terms of the could be all important in the constructors championship there. Every point counts with well, after this, just one race to go, one final race of the season to go, and just a reminder that next week we will have Mr. Race there, Alex, cementing his fastest lap with an even quicker one, just a 1/10 quicker. Can he give him a good pull down this main straight? Nope, not going to be enough. But he does get past BP. Through that, yes, as I was just saying, we are going to have Mr. Race Spec, El Presidente, in the combox for an interview next week. So make sure you tune in for that. We're racing in Brazil, final race of the season. And yeah, it's going to be a good one. Going to be a good one. If you guys have any questions for El Capitan, please post them in the chat. Please tell us, because we will endeavour to ask him all of your questions.
A little bit of a notice on how long this race has currently been going for. It's been going for 1 hour and 24 minutes.
Ah, yes, you love the timings of the races there.
Love it.
Looking for that longest race ever record.
I want a full 2-hour race where we have to cut the race short due to it.
Due to time constraints, yeah, that'd be. I don't know. Do I want that? Unsure.
Well, we've done it a couple times already. Basically, we've gotten to 2 hours.
Yes, Banana Cake. I have already recorded your question from before, and we will definitely be asking him that as Alex then makes the move up to P8. He does have 9 seconds of penalty, so he's got to make 9 seconds up on Prezzo in the next 7 laps as Banana Cake picks up another penalty at the same time there. These positions at the front unchanged. We will ask, why did Mr. Racespec take P1 Banana from you? We will ask him that. Don't you worry. Yeah, it's sort of settled down a little bit in these closing stages of the race. I mean, I'm sure that these guys are still feeling the pressure for P3, because they have those. I mean, those penalties are really. I feel like the penalties are going to decide this position. Who is Mr. Racespec's favourite admin, and why is it Banana Cake Pie? That sounds like a loaded question slightly, but that's a great question, Banana Cake. I like that question. I'm writing that down. Who is Mr. Racespec's favourite admin, and why? Oh, that's a juicy one.
Yeah, I like that one. We'll get a bit of drama going up in the chat.
Yeah, very, very spicy question. Maybe we'll grab a lane at the end into the com box again, just for a race summary and for a chance to throw in his... Look at Alex, he's flying on these soft tyres. He's got Roscoe covered with the fastest lap, and yeah, absolutely smashing it. Good job from him. Bit of a recovery, I think, at this stage for the Mercedes driver.
Yeah.
Sorry,
you go.
No, I was just about to say, yeah, I'm loving that question.
Just gonna say, yeah, definitely. Honest Cook is also pitted for a fresh pair of softs. When BP V8 sitting at 22 lap old softs, I'm sure they're getting pretty worn.
Yeah, I would agree with you on that one. I was just about to run through who we've lost as we're coming into the closing stages of this race now. No late safety car, which I'm surprised about. Some, Endurance like to throw in those late safety cars for us.
Don't jinx it.
Not this time. No, we don't believe in jinxes here. No, no jinxes. Nope. Yes, we lost Mighty Wombat near the start there with that huge accident, which I really would love to see, because the car flipped itself upside down coming down through turn 11. We lost Jackie Prez, Ferrari Pro and Glorious Noodle and Miller from less than ideal circumstances of retirings, and then Ventani and Vengeance also. Vengeance, our race leader for most of the race, put it in P1 as well. And yeah, real shame to see him go. Lost it in the same place as Wombat. That corner claiming quite a few drivers. Also claimed Ferrari Pro earlier on too. So, but this battle's still raging on for P3. I think they'll. I think they'll fight this for on-track position too. These guys, you know, they love to have a fight, and just to claim, just to have that track position, even if they're going to lose it to penalties. How are we going here? Yeah, but Palev seems to be doing a good job in front though. He's held that lead position in this little train for quite a number of laps. And we have seen in the past Karma like to run that lower downforce setup, but it's, I don't know if he's gone for something a little bit higher today. But it's certainly just, yeah, just not really making inroads on the straights there. I think Plev's got enough energy in the tank to just keep the McLaren at bay. Zach has dropped off a little bit out of the DRS, which is far from ideal. Just got to keep it in the 3-second gap, and he'll be sweet for that third position there. When will Quarantine Classic return? I'm not sure. What's Quarantine Classic? That is. Shout out as well to Lane as well, who's managed to keep it penalty free on his debut in endurance here in the McLaren. Doing a fantastic job in P6, just as he said, just kept it quiet, kept things to himself, kept his head down, kept out of trouble, picked and chosen his battles, and that's what that does for you. A very, very nice, currently sitting in a P6, so good job from him. But yeah, Will, Scotty, Zach, Lane and Prezzo penalty free in this 66 lap long race, and I think that is indeed a feat in itself.
Yeah, definitely another penalty there from Alex Pato, sitting on 12 seconds. Honest Crook picking up one as well then, also at 9 seconds. A lot of penalties starting to roll in a little bit as fatigue is starting to get to some of these drivers.
And just 3 laps left in this race now. I'm just sort of trying to work out the penalties here with position changes. I think Prezzo's going to gain a position on Alex. Potentially Roscoe could gain as well. I think it's very close between the two of them. It's 6. Yeah, if Roscoe can just pull in a little bit more. There's Banana Cake. Happened here? BP's in the pits. That's what's happened. Fresh rubber for that fastest lap, no doubt. But yeah, if Roscoe can just pull it in a little bit more, he could be in a chance for a positions change between those two. But otherwise, apart from the obvious, no real position changes from penalties. They're coming onto the penultimate lap now. Will leading the way. And we joked about that at the start, didn't we? Maybe he didn't take part in qualifying. Maybe he's going for the last first challenge, and look where he's now.
Yeah, he's done it. I figured, I knew he was within a shot, but I was just like, oh, there's some really good drivers here. It's going to be very tough for him to be able to do it, but it seems like he's managed to do it at the moment.
What a guy! What a guy! Impressive, and endurance of all places as well. So great job from him. Zach is starting to drop back a little bit. He's 2 seconds. He doesn't want to be dropping. He doesn't want to drop another second now. Otherwise, that's really that'll hand the podium to Karma. This is super important now for him. I mean, it's 1 and a bit laps to go. Yeah, just got to keep it within touch here. Otherwise, he could be throwing away a podium here. With the penalties, obviously Plev's 6 seconds, Karma 3. They're going to drop down the order a little bit between these 3 guys.
Yeah, I'm just watching BP as he will be on a fastest lap attempt right now with those fresh softs. I will keep you updated on his sectors.
Thank you, Tent. Good job as per usual. Karma used all of his battery. Plebs has used even more of his battery, and somehow I completely missed the fact that Plebs is only 3/10 off the back of Scotty on the final lap now as they go round this Portugal track. Will is well clear. I wonder if Plebs is just trying to use that. That's not helping Zach though. It's not helping Zach with that DRS because they're just sort of pulling away. The Plebs is going to look maybe for the overtake for the on-track finish, but he's got 6 seconds of penalty, and that's gonna do the damage. What's happened here? Honest Crook, I think, has gone round again. Got it going though, so it's not too bad for it. Why is there a yellow flag down there? There's a McLaren also. That's a glitch. But anyway, on they go. Coming through the final part of the lap through Sector 3 now. And it's ever close between these guys. Sorry, BP?
BP finishes lap. Yes, that is a major improvement on that last time, as it's, what is it, 4-5, about 5/10 up.
Yeah, steals that lap off of Alex. I'm sure he's not going to be able to recover that one. Will coming across the line now, takes P1 penalty free, lasts the first challenge. Excellent job from him. Scotty coming across the lap 2 now, and I think, yeah, that's going to, I think Zach has just done enough. Yes, he has. Jumps up to P3 thanks to the penalties from Karma, the 3 seconds and the 6 seconds from Plebs. But here we go as well. Lane coming across the final section now. Here he comes with a fantastic P6 finish on his first go here. Penalty free as well. I mean, what a great job by him. Bags in P7. Alex is in P8, but I think he's going to drop that to Prezzo. He might drop it to, it's going to be extremely close. He might drop it to Roscoe too. Yes, he has. Prezzo up in P8. Roscoe grabs P9 due to all those penalties from Alex, who drops down to P10. Banana Cake is still coming around the final corner now. He is going to have a P11, I think, sorted there, and BP in P12, and Honest Crook in P13 there, rounding off of our finishes for today's endurance race. Let's get it straight from Lane as he come across the line. Lane, P6, congratulations, great job.
Yeah, it ticked all the boxes today, I'd say. I aimed for a top
did.
10 finish and I got it, so I'm quite happy.
You should be. A great job, man. Proud.
Yeah, keeping out of trouble. I was sitting on 2 warnings for about, I want to say about 30 laps. That wasn't fun.
Oh,
Well, we got through it. And,
well, yeah, what a race. Hopefully we'll maybe see a bit more of you around here.
Maybe.
Maybe. And then just also, I forgot to ask you earlier, do you have any questions for Mr. Race Spec, as we've got him in the com box next week?
No, I don't think I have any questions for Mr. Race Spec. Not that I can think of anyway.
Alrighty. Well, thanks once again for joining us today, standing in for whoever was supposed to be in here. So yeah, great job. Thanks for tuning in. It's a pleasure to talk to you as well.
The pleasure is all mine. That was quite fantastic. I enjoyed your coverage of it as well, both yourself, Blackman, and Ten Sandals. Brilliant coverage of the racing. It was a pleasure to listen to.
Oh, thanks. Love
Thank
this
you.
stuff. Love this stuff. Alright, that's your grid for today. There, Will taking the last 2 first challenge and just smashing it. What a great job from him. Scotty there, P2, and Zach in P3 there. That is your top 3, and yeah, that's going to be pretty much all from us in Portugal this week. We have Brazil next week. It's the final race of the season. We've got Mr. Race Spec in the com box, in the interviewee seat. So guys, make sure spread the word. Make sure you spread the word, and make sure you tune in next week, because I am absolutely looking forward to chatting to him. And yeah, I think that just about does it for us today. Thanks once again for joining me, Tent Sandals. And wow, it's been a long season, and yeah, can't believe it's about to come to an end.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's always great fun here in the com box. Love to see what all the Tier 1 endurance boys do. Well, it's just endurance boys now, as they have been combined. But yeah, it was a very good race today, and keen to see what's going to happen next week.
Yep, we'll see you all next week. Don't miss that one. It's going to be great.